Welcome to Watch, Review, Repeat. This is the podcast where two best friends discuss the latest in film and television and then do it all over again the following episode. My name is Colton Brown, and joining me is Andrew Meadows. Joining me for a very special episode, I should say.
One of the most specialist episodes, I should say. I
think so. It's neither a regular episode nor is it really a bonus episode. It's just a special episode. We're basically using this opportunity to catch up on effectively the last month of our lives, where a few major life events have transpired. And we brought in the man himself, Mr. Henrique Jaime, newlywed Henrique Jaime, we should say.
He's got the ring.
He's flashing the ring, and we'll get to this in a second, I guess. But hopefully, there's an opportunity to see us record this, which is a first for Watch, Review, Repeat history. So I'm a little nervous about that. I'm a little nervous that it's going to destroy my computer. It's going to catch on fire.
Might be the first, might be the last. I don't know. We'll see.
Right? Yeah. But we're doing it, and what should be for us, bite-sized episode, just catching up on the latest in our lives, and it's like really, really big deals. Like, you know, we wouldn't do this for any old thing. Usually we would just throw this in at the catching up section of any other episode, but it kind of felt like a good opportunity for the three of us to assemble, to talk about what's been going on, because we teed up a lot of things the last time that we recorded, and we recorded 2 episodes back-to-back, the three of us, some Marvel goodies, talking about Doctor Strange, talking about Moon Knight, and then we went off and did some things, and then it's been several weeks since then because shit just got wild. But we finally had an opportunity to sit down, and here we are, ready to talk about things. So we're talking a few things on this special episode. We're talking our Bachelor weekend in Puerto Rico. We're talking about yours truly contracting COVID. And we're talking about Henrique Jaime getting married, had his big day. Technically, I made it with an N95 mask on. Didn't enjoy it to the extent that I wanted to. But alas, I forced Andrew to basically get an expensive-ass hotel for the weekend because couldn't stay with us. Couldn't stay with Anna or myself because we both got it. But nonetheless, it was a very, very fun wedding for all of us, even me, through the mask. But we've got a lot to talk about, so I'm very, very excited to get into it with you gentlemen. So should we start with Puerto Rico? It feels like we were like several days away from flying out. I think last we recorded.
We hinted at it too.
We did. I think we were excited about it.
Sarah Joyce with Theo,
it's the bride to be.
Yeah. Making a cameo appearance. We have Sarah and Theo. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, look at him. Yes. We'll try to get Obi in here at some point. I don't know. We'll see what happens. He may not need to visit. We'll see. But yeah, Puerto Rico. It was an adventure. Andrew and myself. It was our first time out there. For Henrique, it was the second time out there and first time in many years at that.
No, I was thinking back. It was literally 12 years since the 2 trips, which is crazy to think about, especially
a decade plus. That's a good chunk of time, you'd say.
And it's just funny to think that we did some of the same things, just like drinking a lot of alcohol, eating good food. There's some things that don't change in 12 years.
That's the quick snapshot. Well, the benefit was that the drinking age in Puerto Rico was 18, of course. So you were able to benefit from that when you went the first time, which you wouldn't have been able to do stateside. Yeah. So yeah, we got up to a lot.
Chili's won't let you. We learned that the Chili's there is like we operate by mainland rules. I'm like, we're not in the mainland. So we could have gone to a Chili's this time, but I think we're good. We went to better places.
We did. We did not go to Chili's, although we would have been able to legally drink there at this point. But we had lots of food. We had lots of alcohol. Lots of rum. This episode is brought to you by Don Q rum, which I think everyone actually has a little Don Q on the liquor shelf at this point.
I went to the liquor store here, so I would have liked to brought some Don Q from the PR. But anyways, we went to the liquor store to buy the alcohol from our wedding, and and they had a Don Q that was like there was a flammable notice like on the label, like
I think we
if
saw
you light
that.
this on fire, it will light on fire. It will have an invisible flame. It will burn. Like, oh shit, that sounds legit.
You're like,
I probably
to put that
can't.
in my body.
I probably can't drink that. So I did not buy the flammable Don Q, but I bought the reserve Don Q, which was good. I put it in a dark and stormy, which may or may not be like my
That's
favorite
your drink of choice.
Yeah, it
these
might be
days.
my favorite.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It might be my favorite.
Taken over
drink.
from the Long Island iced tea.
Exactly.
I think Anna had the text from you, Andrew, that was like, I had too many Yuris at the wedding. I'm like, what's a Yuri? What's he talking about? And Isleen like reverse engineered it to Andrew talk, and she's like, he meant Eevees. He had too many Eevees, which were the dark and stormy name. Like that was the name for our dark and stormy at the wedding. So that means he had too many dark and stormies at the wedding. Is what you meant to say?
I love how everybody can already. I love how everyone can interpret exactly what I mean to say when I talk
Johnny
gibberish.
V? Oh yeah, John Favreau. Yeah, that guy.
Everybody knows. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Pretty much. I should say also, my goal, there's going to be an audio only version of this because that's how we always do things on this podcast. But my goal is with a little screen recording action. I will also hopefully add some pictures that we took in Puerto Rico, pictures from the wedding, etc. And we'll have a really cool presentation of this, I hope, if it works out.
Yeah.
The audio might be totally out of sync. Everything might be fucked up. My computer might, light on fire.
Burn, right?
I'm gonna do everything to make it happen. So
And it might be
listening
like
to
a
this,
regular. We might be able to do a regular.
Maybe. It's a trial run. It's certainly a
we'll
trial
see.
run. We'll see how it works out. I make no promises or warranties of how good it's going to be.
Episode.
But to take advantage of the old screen format, I got to show off a little bit. I don't know if it's technically a wedding favor, I guess, but a little gift from Henrique was this
yes.
really, really nice watch, review, repeat glass. It probably has a special name that I don't recall, but as it turns out, it's perfect for rum, and therefore I'm going to pour some rum into it and enjoy it as we talk about Puerto Rico and things. Andrew's giving
see it up there?
a virtual tour of some things. Oh, I see.
It's right there next to the dude.
Right. Oh, next to the
Probably
dude.
just poured too much, but that's okay. I'm drinking the Don Q oak barrel spiced rum, which I think Henrique got a different one. We actually got it at the airport on the way back, and brought it in our carry-on bags.
So you can bring alcohol and carry-on bags if you get it after security.
Yep.
You have to go through security. That's the secret. Yes, indeed. So anyway, cheers, gentlemen, to whatever you're drinking. But Puerto Rico, let's talk about it. We sustained some injuries. Should we talk about that? Do we want to just talk about the food we had, the drinks we had? I mean, we had a lot of rum.
All of it.
A lot of rum, obviously.
So I think we can start in order of appearance and PR.
Yes. So Andrew beat us. He had an earlier flight.
I woke up at I think 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning to get to Orlando because Orlando International Airport sent me a text message to arrive 3 hours early. So I arrived 3 hours early to the flight. I arrived fucking early. I get there and the line to get through security for gates 1 through 75, I wish, I can't convey to you the stress that I had in my chest. The line to get through security was, it stretched from one side of the airport past the food court all the way to gates 75 through 150, and then turned the corner and went back through the other side of the food court, which, without understanding the layout of the Orlando International Airport, I have to say it's probably easily half a mile long. And that's before you even get to the part where you're getting snaked through security, before the the whatever they're called. So you know what I'm talking about? So there was a good amount of stress. Luckily, what happened is the airport security people, they realized that there was a significant problem. They cut the line in half and put us through security through a different section of the airport. And I think security was so backed up that they were walking us by dogs. I got on the airport security consisted of canines. That's what airport security was. Maybe half of them
weren't even canines. They were just dogs they found.
They were just.
Smelled I don't know. And then let them go.
They were good boys.
As effective as the usual TSA security, to be fair.
They were good boys. They walked in figure eights. I was actually a little concerned. Like, oh fuck, I've never. I brought a.
What's in my bag? I didn't actually check it that thoroughly.
I brought a nicotine puffer. I brought a nicotine puffer and a Delta 8 puffer, which Delta 8's what they sell in the gas stations. I was a little concerned, right?
Stuff, man. That's the hard stuff. But the canines didn't catch on to it. He came over and wanted licks, and I gave him a good boy hug, and then I walked on through security, and I made it through. I did arrive in PR quite a bit earlier than you guys. I got through the airport, and I went to go to the taxi section, and they didn't take debit card. I'm like, ooh, no good. Let me figure out a way through this. So I walked to the other side of the airport, which said Uber, and there was a guy. He charged a little much to get me to where I needed to be, but he was a hustling young man. He gave me a tour of the city. He spoke very good English. I was very concerned about getting in Puerto Rico and not being able to speak Spanish and just being utterly lost. Did not happen. Got a good guy. And I tipped him good, and he got me to where I needed to be, gave me a tour of the city between, Old San Juan and the airport, and that was really cool. I went to the place. They couldn't let me in the room because I was too early, but they let me drop off my bag, so I drop off my bag, and I went to find the closest place to get a drink. And I went to an empty bar. It was empty. There were a couple people there. I had a couple margaritas. Margaritas are top shelf margaritas in San Juan are very inexpensive. It was excellent. It's $8 for a top shelf margarita. Okay. So I think I had 3 margaritas at that little bar waiting for lunch. I went to lunch and I got my first authentic Puerto Rican meal. I asked the guy, what do you get? And I think I got fried. It was fried pork, is what it was, with onions. And it was okay. But we ended up going to a different restaurant when we were walking around, and I had better fried pork. But either way, I went there, got a margarita there, and ate the fried pork. And then I set out on my adventure before you guys came. It was in this adventure while I'm walking around, I saw that there was the water. I could see the waterway or the whatever it was. And it was a couple blocks away. So after I ate lunch, I walked over there to the water, and that's where I found electric scooters. The Holy Grail.
The Holy Grail. Once I saw these electric scooters and I did not have to walk anywhere, I'm 100% all in. I download the app, and I ride these. I'm riding these scooters pretty buzzed. I've got 3 or 4 margaritas in me. I'm in an unknown location. I don't know.
Not recommended officially.
Probably not recommended officially. And I rode those scooters for probably 2 hours. I rode all over San Juan. And took some pictures. It was really cool. Sarah was still in school at this point. It was before her summer break. And I video called her, I FaceTimed her, and I showed all our students the memorial, the Holocaust memorial that they have there, and the Capitol building, and the coast, and the bay where the cruise ships come into, and the kids were eating it up, and it was just really, really, really cool. And it built up a false level of confidence on these scooters. And at the time, I didn't think it was a false level of confidence. I felt very confident. I was weaving in and out of traffic. I felt like a local on the fucking scooters. It was.
Well, you were good that day, I believe, right?
I was good that day. Yeah, totally fine. Totally fine. And I get back to the room. I've sweat the alcohol out of my system after 2 hours. And I go back to the room. They let me in. I'm like, fuck, it feels good in here. And
that was a recurring theme, as I recall.
Literally every time I walk in. Hot ass air to the AC, Andrew. Oh, it feels good in here every time without fail.
And I get back into the room. I turn on fucking Guy Fieri.
Diners.
Diners, dives. I turned that on, and I took a little siesta while I waited for the boys to arrive, and
the boys were on the way.
That's it.
We were on our Frontier flight, our bucket of bolts.
We made it.
We were on our way.
One piece.
We did make it in one piece.
It
Honestly,
wasn't even.
the
I don't think it was even
was
delayed.
The flight experience both ways was really smooth.
Surprisingly,
which is unheard of for Frontier, at least in recent experiences for me. We made it in one piece. We took an Uber. We're able to use credit cards for that. Paid a little bit less. No big deal. Jammed to some Bad Bunny in the Uber as we were actually on the way in. And then we walk into the hotel room. And who do we find but Mr. Andrew Meadows? I think he was sitting. There was a
literally
chair
in the center of the room.
There was two. I mean, it was an interesting kind of room setup. Basically, no windows. It was kind of like a fortress, basically.
The dark dimension.
Two beds, and then there's like a chair, like a nightstand between them, and then a chair right in front of that, and then obviously a bathroom too. Andrew's just in the chair, and this man, you could just see this man is. I don't even know how to describe it. I feel like I should like Andrew should visually demonstrate it. Incredible.
I was like this in the chair. Sprawled out.
You were like still visibly like hot. Like you're just like you see like the redness in the like the sweat, and you're just like we walk in, we're just like, hey guys.
Welcome to Puerto Rico.
You tell this man is drunk, if he's sick, or if he's just high.
All of the above, perhaps.
Right.
It was incredible. And I don't remember. You'd probably texted us a little bit at that point, so we probably had a little bit of a flavor. Like, God damn it, what is this guy getting up to?
He's just talking about, like, I found the scooters. I'm going around. I'm seeing his pictures. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
I think we knew when we were coming in, like, oh, this man might be plastered by the time we even drop our bags off in this room to even step right back outside. But
I wasn't too drunk by the time you guys got there.
I think you're right. I think your scooter excursion, did ultimately sober you up. But we could tell that you'd lived a life or two. You aged like Obi-Wan from episode 3 to A New Hope in that like 4 or 5 hour span, whatever it was. But we sat back out. Friday actually I think was the big drinking day. I feel like, as it turned out, right?
Oh yeah,
we went out.
Well, I don't know about for Andrew.
Well, yeah.
For me, for sure.
You were feeling it by the end of the night.
Was that the Jammin' night, the Bad Bunny, and the?
It was the Jammin' night.
That just ended.
Okay, that was Friday night. Yeah,
literally playing it on my phone
as we were just back to walking through Old San Juan. we stuck to Old San Juan. We'll say. I mean, we basically. That's kind of, we knew that we wanted to stay somewhere that we could walk and everywhere. We were only going to be there for like a Friday afternoon, evening, all of Saturday, and then not a whole lot of time on Sunday, really, as it turned out. We had more time on Sunday. Andrew had to leave earlier, etc. But we did quickly get some Puerto Rican food. We got like a platter. We got some pina coladas.
We got some mofongo.
We got some mofongo. We had a lot of mofongos over the weekend. And they were all delicious, I would say. What is mofongo? It's basically for those who might not know, right? It's
for the uninitiated, right?
The uninitiated, right? It's plantains kind of mashed and stuffed with kind of a meat or veggie of your choice, right? And then I think there's a few different variants. I feel like all the ones we got had like a Creole sauce, right?
Yeah.
And they were all delicious. We actually, skipping ahead slightly, we did make our own mofongos at some point. And that was pretty fucking cool. That's pretty fucking cool. Felt like I was doing it authentically,
Yeah, I feel like Andrew by the end was just like, I'm an island man.
I do believe there were several conversations about.
This is my
go back, man.
Yeah, this is my place.
What if we just didn't go back? What if we just stayed here for a little while? No return flight. What if we just did it?
Yeah.
What if we just did it?
I was like, we can wait till the wedding. Like I could, I had 2 weeks at that point till the wedding.
Yeah, as long as you made it back in time, no one would have been that upset. Would have been fine. You could have navigated your way out of it successfully. We got a bucket of beers, some medallas, also a Puerto Rican.
Our first of many
authentic beer. First of many pina coladas, definitely. That was my goal. When I went to Puerto Rico, I'm like, I'm gonna have every fucking goddamn pina colada on this goddamn island.
Yeah. I don't think I
did that but.
before. I don't think I knew before the trip that it was created there.
I didn't know that.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Like before this trip, I'd had pina coladas here and there. They're not like my go-to drink or anything because they're very like sweet kind of. I don't think Andrew was.
Nah.
You don't really dig the coconut, but I like the coconut pineapple, so they're good. But I can't say it's a drink I normally order very often. But it was when looking up stuff to do in Puerto Rico. It's like, oh yeah, you gotta have pina colada because they were invented in Puerto Rico. I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, we tried to go to both of the claimed originators of the pina colada. We only successfully went to one, as it turned out. Which was the Caribe Hilton,
the OG.
Yeah, which is the original on the rocks version over ice, and then there's a frozen originator, Barancino, something like that.
Barancino, yeah,
something like that. We tried to go in, but we couldn't make it in time before we would have needed to have leave for our flight on Sunday. So we still had. I mean, I think. Most of them, except for the one that we actually had at the Hilton, were all the frozen ones, if I recall correctly. I feel like that was the more common one that we saw, and they were all pretty good. I would say that they were all pretty delicious. In fact, if I wasn't sipping on some Don Q right now, I would definitely be.
Are you sipping on a Don Q on ice?
Yeah. Well, it's not on ice. It's just a Don Q straight up in my watch review repeat.
Wow, what a guy!
So yeah, oak barrel spiced again. Thank you, Don Q, for your unofficial sponsorship of this episode. We're getting paid literally nothing to promote you. So you're welcome is actually what I'm saying. But Friday was the evening of debauchery. Not really. I mean, we didn't get up to anything too crazy. Right. No titty bars or anything like that.
There was a titty drink or a titty.
There was a titty mug or glass or something that
yes.
we saw. I think on the stroll home.
Did I tell you about my dad?
I don't know.
So I took a picture of that glass. I'll find it for the since we have.
It better be. It's gonna be. Everyone's seeing titties on their screen right now.
Yes. Forewarned, if you are under the age of 18, please divert your eyes. But I got back from Puerto Rico, and my dad says, "Oh, what did you do in Puerto Rico? You didn't do anything, did you?" I said, "Well, I saw a pair of titties," and he said, "What?" And I'm like, "Yep, I saw these bad boys." And he was like across the room. he was like across the room. And he was like, "Ho, let me see that. Hold on a second." And he walked over and started laughing. Yep, the titty glass. Anyways,
and he didn't purchase that. I guess
I did not purchase that.
You should have brought it home.
But I tell you what, I did purchase. I did purchase an all-white outfit while I was there.
That's true. And we got some souvenirs because we wanted to bring some stuff back. Andrew got a very, very classy white shirt to accompany the white pants that he packed to bring with them.
Right.
Because he knew he would need that.
What's best is
really.
While we were out exploring the island on Saturday. Well, we're still on Friday. Are we still on Friday?
We're still on Friday.
Yeah.
I mean, we could jump around. That's
well, I mean, we were at
Friday was just drinking. Friday was drinking.
But Friday we have to talk about Friday. We found that we went by happenstance. We happened to find the best street in all of San Juan, right? Like.
Well, yeah.
We went to
like where the nightlife was.
The first place we went to a bar with a bunch of brews, right? And it was super hot.
Oh, that was pretty hot. Yeah.
What was that place called?
I think the first one was La Taberna.
Yes.
The tavern, and then we went to La Factoria, the drink place.
Right. So we got beers, and then we got cocktails, and.
Yeah. That cocktail bar was.
It was popping, right?
I told my friend afterwards. I'm like, you got to go to this place. It's like the drinks are amazing. The vibe was great. Literally, like every time It took forever to get a drink because every time you order a drink,
we send Henrique up to the bar and he's ordering for us, and like he's up there for like 20 minutes.
They're like dancing to like an entire song while they're making the drink, and I'm like, those drinks are delicious, but
they're so good. I will tell you though, every drink that we had in PR, every cocktail that we had in PR was made with such pride. Like everybody that made a drink, and
like putting little dried fruits and stuff,
and like
just flamethrowers and
like the place we went to on Saturday night. That place, that guy was using torches and stuff, and like he was like, I mean, he had an apron, like he was a full on chemist, like perfecting a drink. It was an art form. Drinks in Puerto Rico are an art form. It was really, really, really fascinating. It was very cool. But we went to the brew bar, the place with all the taps, and that place was hot as fuck. It was the hottest place I've ever been in.
I don't think there was any AC in there. It did not feel so good in there.
Well, the doors are just open.
Doors are open. You got one ceiling fan, and everybody's sweating. Except the locals. The locals aren't sweating at all. But I'm sweating like a stuck pig. Like it's fucking hot. Even
Florida man. We're all Florida at our core, but right. It was pretty rough in there. Nothing a few good beers couldn't solve, but we had to get out of there eventually because it was.
And we leave and we go to La Factoria, and
we found out like is like rated as like one of the best bars in the world or something like that, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's what that lady. That's what our tour said.
Praise, which I think they deserve it.
Yeah, great.
Cocktails. It was incredible.
The Lavender Mule, I think, is what we all started with, maybe.
Yeah,
and it was very good. I'm usually a beer person. I mean, not usually a rum person, but Don Q has changed my life. Buy Don Q at your local liquor store. Those cocktails were really fucking good because I to me, if it's like super, super boozy, and I say that again as I'm sipping rum, so maybe my palate is just evolving. I don't know. but if it's like super boozy, like if it's an Andrew made Long Island iced tea, which is already basically just alcohol mixed with alcohol, and then when you thought you're done with the alcohol, you throw one more in there, maybe another shot just for good measure. Oh, and here's a dash of Coke. That to me was like, oh, I can't drink this. But those cocktails were fucking incredible. So it did
very good.
Enrique a long time to actually order and get them, but they were pretty fucking good. So. That was Friday, though, right? We went one more place. We went
one more place and had pinchos.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We had pinchos. That's right.
Yeah.
Had some incredible food. It's basically, I don't even remember how to describe it. It's basically like, it was on skewers, like right?
Skewer. Yeah.
So apparently pinchos, I asked Chris, he's from Puerto Rico. I asked Chris, what's pinchos? Everywhere I had pinchos, it was incredible. He's like, that's just skewered meat. It's like skewered barbecue meat. I was like, oh. Well.
They knew what they were doing. Let's put it that way.
They did.
It was fun because that had a nice outside space, and then there was also the couch where we listened to some Rufus du Sol, who I then saw like a week later in that particular song Inner Bloom we saw.
Well, it's just great that you got that on video, because then when you send us the video of the song live, I'm just like, I don't know what this is, but like I'm vibing to it.
Yeah, this is pretty solid.
Sent the video of you just like going to the song. I'm like,
it's hilarious. Yeah. We're sitting there drinking our drinks and just head bopping. All three of us. It was excellent.
Vibing, man. Yeah, Monasterio was the last place. That's where we were.
But the monastery. That's what it's called.
Monasterio.
Monasterio. Okay.
We were feeling good at that point, and I think that the food hit the spot. The drinks hit the spot. You guys got some rum punches, I believe. You kept it.
And listen,
kept that
we're sitting there drinking, and I don't know what it is about that place. I don't know what it is. I have no rhythm. I wasn't dancing. I was vibing. But it's just a bar. It's not a club or anything else, but they got the music playing, and people are getting their drinks, and everybody's just fucking dancing. And then that's when we cracked the code. Boom, 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 boom. We cracked the code. It's like one universal rhythm to get your body moving, and they have it cracked. They have the human fucking genome cracked for like body movement, and they work it. They work it hard. Everybody's dancing all the time. The bartenders are dancing. The guy. There was a guy that looked like some other dude. Do you remember that at that bar?
The Barry guy?
He looked like fucking Barry. Yes. He looked like Barry. The bartender looked like Barry, and he was just sitting there vibing. why he's just behind the bar.
You're like, Bill Hader, what are you doing?
He did look just like Barry. Holy shit. I remember it now. Yeah. Excellent.
And I feel like literally every place we went to, or even just like walking down the street, someone's car, it's like someone playing one of the songs on the new Bad Bunny album.
I mean,
I think it only come out like
everywhere you go.
2 weeks beforehand, so it was like perfect timing. But it was just like, oh yeah.
And I don't think we recognized the street that we were on until we left that last bar to go back to the hotel room. Because when we left that last hotel room, the streets were lined with people. The streets were, I mean, the whole street was, I mean, we got there. We started drinking like 5. And like we probably, I mean, we ended the night like early for like us, I think like 11ish. And the place was fucking crazy. The whole street was
like we timed it perfectly. Like we were able to get in everywhere we wanted to go. We got that little table at that fucking the cocktail bar, and it was good. It was
perfect. It could not have been more perfect.
Yeah. It was a great first night in Puerto Rico. Set the stage beautifully to enjoy our first full day, our only full day, as it turned out, I guess. But
not our last full day. We'll have another full day eventually, someday.
One day for now, as of recording this episode, we'll say. Saturday, I think we all woke up feeling okay. I don't think anyone was super hungover, right?
No, yeah, I think definitely sleeping in.
I think we slept in for us, which was like 10 a.m., which is like early for me, but but like I felt fine because we actually went to bed at like I feel like a half decent hour.
Yeah, I just really appreciated that hotel had a little kitchen with water.
Oh yeah,
present at all times.
That was a godsend.
I just got up in the middle of the night and I was just like, water. Just like went. Well, also, I was very surprised. I was so proud of myself. I went to sleep and then I woke up and I'm like, oh, I'm in my PJs. I'm like, oh, I don't have my contacts on.
You put your mask on.
I have my face mask on.
Put your face mask on in the windowless room.
Yeah, hey, I slept great that night. So
I slept great. I think both nights.
Hey, dude, I don't think you need that. I don't think you need that mask. There's no windows. No, I need it.
Are too bright.
That's true.
They're like always have windows with like the tiny little curtains. And you want to sleep in, and you can't. This hotel had no windows, which was actually perfect.
It was good,
and they had water,
but it was worrisome. It was like, in some ways because I woke up at least like 3 or 4 times each night, thinking like,
oh yeah, you couldn't tell what time it was.
This could be 5 p.m. I have no fucking clue. I have no earthly idea what time it is. Usually it was like 6 in the morning or some bullshit. So it was.
No, our hotel was cool. It was like perfect location,
central,
everything we needed.
Yeah,
They
had the goddamn water and the little kitchenette. Perfect.
They even had coffee and stuff, which I didn't.
I didn't partake in that, but Saturday we had some coffee. We brought some coffee back. Actually, have you guys enjoyed your coffee from?
We have. It's gone. Yeah, it's gone.
I finished all mine.
Finished. Wow. See, we've got like a reservoir of like fucking coffee here, so we always rotate every day.
Yeah.
I thought it's great. I like my coffee a little bitter, and I think that it really kind of had that nice level of acidity for me, and I thought it was really fucking good. So I'm enjoying it.
No, it's really good. We since the wedding too, kind of skipping ahead, we got a new coffee grinder and a new espresso machine, and man, that stuff is good.
Nice,
just like
nice.
I don't know if it's the coffee or the milk, probably both, honestly. But make like a cortado or something else.
Cortado.
Cortado. I think we might have a picture of that on the screen right now. I don't know, unless you're listening to this on audio, in which case I can't see shit, you asshole.
Yeah. No, breakfast was good.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, because we had coffee separately, and then we had more coffee with breakfast. I think Henrique won the breakfast lot on Saturday.
You won the breakfast. I'm still envious of that.
Yeah, me too.
Of that Benny you got. That Benny looked fucking.
The Benedict with some pork.
And
stuff on top.
Ordered the wrong thing, definitely. And that's where I got that fucked up mint drink too.
Yeah,
that was terrible.
It was like was it a mojito and a
It was like a mojito. Yeah, it was like a mojito with champagne.
Mimosa.
Yeah, I mean it sounded good, but
yeah,
you were not a fan. When Andrew was like, we were just like, oh, we know something went wrong here because
it's just too early.
Usually
it's
not
just too early to crank it up to that level,
Yeah.
It's like no, I'm not ready for that yet.
I waited. I was like, I'm gonna wait a little today.
Yeah, I got like a breakfast burger.
Know your limits.
And I did not get alcohol at that point. I think think we waited a little bit to actually start drinking on Saturday.
You guys did, yes. I did not.
Well, yes. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't. You probably paused after that, though. That probably made you pause, if nothing else.
I think it did. Yeah. But then we decided to embark on our scooter tour of the city.
Our collective, the trio. Going
like the guys are like,
adventure.
hey, we want to go to the beach. I said I have the perfect mode of transportation to the beach. I'm going to give you a tour of the city.
Or it's a 5 to 10 minute scooter ride. I mean, you do the
math. And so I took them on the scooters.
The scooters are pretty fun.
The scooters are pretty
First,
fun.
I was a little... I mean, they kind of are death traps, as I'm sure you two can allude to. But when it's like there's no people crossing your way or whatever, you're just going... It was really fun.
A couple of tips for anybody that wants to embark on a scooter tour of a city.
Wear shoes.
Wear closed-toed shoes. Don't wear flip-flops. We were going to the beach, so I said, "Fuck, I want to wear flip-flops."
Don't hit the accelerator instead of the brake.
Hey, come on!
Don't hit the accelerator instead of the brake. So I'm feeling confident. This is my second day on scooters.
You're professional at this point.
I'm professional at this point. Like I can take the turns real quick. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling 100% confident on the scooter. I
mean, you did fine on the scooter.
That's true.
I did fine on the scooter. It was bullshit. This is what's
impeccable.
bullshit. We get all the way to the beach, and we're having issues with the kickstand.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Listen, dude, I'm
like, how do I do this? Blah blah blah." And you're like, "Oh, let me show you."
I kickstand my shit. I get it parked, and I go to kickstand Henrique's shit, and that kickstand flips back up. And it breaks my toe, my pinky toe.
Which you did.
I didn't know it broke. I didn't know it broke.
Literally.
I didn't know it broke my pinky toe at that time.
You knew something went wrong.
I'm like, oh fuck, oh god damn it, that fucking I need to wear shoes. A fucking scooter, god damn it. And I curse a little bit. I'm like, fuck it, we're going to the beach. So I go to the beach,
soak up some sunshine, catch some waves.
Oh, I win the inaugural. Award of being the whitest person on the beach. I was pretty fucking white out there. The water. Can we talk about the water?
Man. It felt incredible.
Crystal
I mean, it was beautiful.
Clear.
Everything was beautiful. I mean, just pristine, like vista, of that beach. And that was just one of however many beaches that you can enjoy in Puerto Rico. It was the closest one to Old San Juan, but man, it was incredible.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the water is just like, you go to the Gulf, it's a little warm. And there's a ton of people, you go over to like Jacksonville Beach. It's pretty fucking cold.
Yeah.
You go to Puerto Rico though, the beach was relatively like empty. Like I feel like it was relatively empty compared to like other beaches. Like, I mean, it didn't seem like there was 1,000,00001 people at the beach.
I think there are other beaches that are probably like more like there's a lot of beaches with like a lot of hotels right on them, like a big strip of them, and that's kind of not where we were. And there were still people there, but I mean, we were able to carve out a spot.
Yeah, it was totally fine.
Itself, no problem. So
and the water was just incredible. It was like the perfect temperature. It was refreshing. It was so good.
I didn't want to get out. Like I was like, I kind of want to go lay out because I'm also pretty fucking white myself. But it just felt so good in there.
Enrique's got no sunscreen. He's just fucking basking in the sun like a goddamn sun.
Enrique's the only one that actually brought sunscreen because
he comes to the beach. He comes to the beach with like just this little tube. Hey, if you guys need sunscreen, I got some sunscreen. And he's just out there basking.
Get the security.
I put on my shirt and he's like, maybe you should put that back on after about 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, okay. Doctor's orders.
You got very minimal sunburn, right?
I did not get sunburn at all. Like I felt very good about it.
I got sun, I think on Sunday, honestly. I feel like Henrique and I ended up walking around a lot on Sunday, jumping ahead, obviously. But
the sun was hot.
I really got a lot on like the back of my neck from that. Like it like felt like a different texture than the rest of my body. But other than I didn't, no lobster status, no tomato status or anything like that. I was pretty good. I mean, I probably had a little bit more color, really, really emphasizing the farmer's tan, of course. But it was
good.
Okay, could have been a lot worse. It could have come back in pretty rough shape, but we did all right.
Yeah.
The beach was incredible. I mean,
the trip back from the beach, though.
The trip back from the beach, I ran into some peril. Self-induced peril, we could say. So, as a slight background, Saturday was obviously my first adventure with the scooters. And would I have done it on my own? Probably not. But honestly, it was a really efficient way of getting to the beach. And we were basically driving in bike lanes, like the whole way down. Like you're like right on the coastline. You're not really having to deal with cars and shit. You're kind of on your own. And it's not that bad as long as you can drive in a straight line or, whatever, then you're fine. And the first scooter that I think that I brought over had brakes on the left and the right side, and then the accelerator's like a little like knob kind of thing on
like a four-wheeler.
Yeah, basically. So I got used to that setup, and then when we went back from the beach, I was on a different scooter because I think we took different ones over to the Hilton, brought them back. I've got the pina coladas there. I only had one pina colada at this point, so one alcoholic beverage. Period. Should make that known.
All injuries were done pretty much sober. I feel like.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's kind of the funny thing about it, I would say. But basically, the scooter I got only had brakes on the left side, so the only thing on the right side was the accelerator. So as we're going back,
I'm hauling ass too. Like I'm kind of like, hey, let me show you the guys. Let me show you the way. We're gonna get the fuck back to the thing. Whoa, and I'm hauling ass.
We were trying to haul ass because we were like, we got to get back and change because we're going to do a fucking walking tour. Andrew's got to do a walking tour on his broken ass fucking foot, broken toe foot.
Well, we did not know the foot was broken at that point.
Well, we'll find out soon enough. One look and we'll know. But basically, yeah. So I'm following the leader, whatever. And I think I was trying to navigate, like, there's parts where, like, you go through light, the bike lane, intersects with the
cars,
with the regular old street and everything. And there's like little pylons basically kind of breaking up the bike lane. So there's one in the middle, one on the outside, two on the outside, one in the middle basically. So I was trying to slow to kind of carefully navigate around the pylon to then continue along the bike lane. And what I did in my moment of dumbassery is that I, instead of hitting the brake, which I thought was on the right side because I had it on the scooter that I was used to driving, accidentally went full steam ahead and hit the accelerator. So instead of here, let me see. Instead of trying to decelerate and go around it, I just went, whoop, straight fucking into the pylon. And I think I had already fallen one point earlier. I'm actually remembering. I think I had fallen one point. That's what it was. I took a turn too fast at one point. And so I learned my lesson at that point. You brake before you take a turn. Otherwise, your ass is going to go flying. That one was fine. I didn't injure myself. I kind of braced myself, and it was no big deal. I just kind of was like, oh, shit. Okay,
do that fucking scooter, right?
This time, I mean, I went into it. I mean, no doubt about it. Went into the fucking pylon, and I could feel it. I mean, I went tumbling to the ground. Honestly, it's kind of a blur. It's been obviously some time, but I think in the moment it was like a blackout of a moment.
Some kind of like. I just heard some kind of crash.
There was definitely an audible crash.
Colton's feet are in the air, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
I'm way back. I'm way ahead of everybody.
Andrew's already
Andrew has no idea what's happening. Andrew has
where the fuck is everybody? I don't know where everybody's at. And so I turn around, and Colton's just pushing his scooter. I think I broke it. I think I broke the scooter. What the fuck happened?
You missed the 2 minutes in between of me just completely, eating shit, and getting up and realizing I cannot feel my left arm. There was probably, I would say, less than 10 seconds, maybe 5 seconds of me just, I cannot feel my left arm. That seems bad. And then slowly feeling was restored. And it was kind of, it was pretty ginger. I was like, all right, I definitely did some fucking damage here. There's no doubt about that. It took a quick look. No bruising, no bone sticking out, no blood. It was very much like whatever I did was internal. It should right itself. I should be fine at that point. So after a minute, I was able to at least grab hold of the scooter and wheel it. And I tried it clearly has some sort of like thing where you crash and it's just like, all right, you're done, dude. Like, you're done. This ride's over. So I tried to reset it, but it wasn't working, and I couldn't get it to work, and I was already having issues with the app, so it was a whole ordeal, obviously. And so I started wheeling it up to Andrew, and that's when we catch up to you. And I think you were able to end up re-registering it, getting it to work. And so I kind of just rode it with like, my arm's a little fucked up right now. But it was like we were hauling ass. We were trying to get back because we had a walking tour. We had to get there. And I just remember towards the end, we were going on fucking Brick Road. And it was just the bumpiest, most miserable fucking thing. I think in general it was, but I think especially with my arm, I was just like, this is not good.
Yeah, this sucks.
Is not good. So we dumped him. We made it back to the hotel room. I'm walking around like this, like I have an invisible sling on for the rest of the fucking day, because that's the only way that my arm feels like pretty much normal, you know. And I will say, however many weeks it is later, 3-ish weeks later, is that where we're at right about now? Maybe a little less. I'm not sure. It's still not right. I mean, it's much better. I got pretty much a full range of motion with it, but if I like do something too fast with it, I'm like, ooh, and I can't like, if I tried to brace myself, like if I was sitting on the floor and like tried to brace myself, my left arm to like pick myself back up, it would hurt. So anyway,
man,
scooters are dangerous. They're a menace to society, is what I'm saying. It's not user error. They're a menace. It's them. It's not me. But anyway, we got back to the hotel room and Andrew took his fucking shoe off or whatever.
Yeah, like God, guys. Oh. Do we take the shoe off after the walking tour?
You know, right? You're right. You might have just changed. I think we were in such. I think you're right. The order of events is a little bit different. We were in such a rush. I think we just did a quick change, got out of bathing suits. We had to bust it over to our walking tour, which was a 3-hour food and walking tour.
So we're walking around this tour. In the walking tour, because I mean, we had to give it in the order of like deliverance, right? Like I'm limping to the walking tour. I'm limping.
Yeah, you know something's wrong. It's the same thing.
My fucking foot hurts. Whatever.
I don't know what the official diagnosis is, but something's fucked up here.
Limp got worse throughout the walking tour. We're starting off, you're like walking mostly okay, and towards the end, you're like dragging your foot, and I'm like, that's not right. I'm like, do we want to go to the drugstore and get some things?
Well, we get to the walking tour. I'm like, my fucking foot hurts. And then the lady shows up, and I have to tell you, okay, this is not a political podcast, but our tour guide gave us a very, very insightful tour of like current events and
right, with like real. And like her opinions, but also just like real facts too.
Yeah. Real facts, right? Like she made it a point to say, like, listen, this is, you know, like I'm not going to say this and that, but this is exactly what happened. Like she tried to stay as objective as possible, I feel like. Man, it's totally changed my output, like my outlook on what it is to be Puerto Rican and all that stuff. Like, I mean, it was a very, very, very insightful tour. I need to give a review on the tour guide because the tour guide was excellent. We went and saw some really cool stuff, which we can get into. The thing I walked away with most from that tour guide was just like an understanding of how a country, like a place that's considered like part of the United States, but not quite a country, and the lack of representation that they have as a result of that, and how it impacts that place is monumental. Like it's so, like I never gave any thought of it before.
Like hearing it from the people that are there, who like live there, who have gone through events like that.
Yeah,
Hurricane Maria was a big deal.
Like where you think about what it is to be a state. Okay, like you should be like entitled to the same stuff. You're part of the United States, right? Like you're not a different country, but it's kind of like being in a different country.
Yeah,
right.
You said something like, "Can you imagine like Florida going without power for 9 months?" Like, no, like that.
No, you can't. Yeah. So the tour guide just like changed my entire outlook on that whole situation. It was a very insightful experience. It was very good. On top of that, you got a lot of cool stuff about Old San Juan, which is very cool.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we walked all up and down Old San Juan. Enjoyed some food.
Got to see the old church. Got some history.
Right. Yeah. We got like a little bit of architectural background. Right. Of what is basically Spanish influences and African influences. Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
In terms of kind of how it developed.
Ponce de Leon's house, I think, is who that was. Right? Is that who that was? Whose house was that? The old White House on top of the hill?
No, that might be.
I think that was the original one, the oldest one.
I think so, yeah.
The oldest one.
I think you might be right.
It was really cool. The history of like the way the architecture was built and why it was built in the way it was. And it was just super insightful. Like, it was really cool. Like, I will not discredit any tour that is available anywhere I go that, is available. Like, it makes me want to take a tour. Anyways, we get done taking the tour. I think that's when I take off my shoe, right?
Yeah. Once we got back,
we got some stuff in preparation too. Just like
that's
we should
true.
Probably buy some things.
We finished the tour.
Some tape,
I think we stopped by a pharmacy and we bought. There was something else that they bought. I don't know. I don't know if Andrew might want to show it off for everyone. What it is that
now you have
also
it.
bought.
I swear I bought the cane. This is a Puerto Rican cane right here.
It's a real 100% cane.
Authentic, made of real wood, Puerto Rican cane.
Yeah, it's a Harvey cane. I don't know if you can see that right there.
I don't think the resolution is going to be so bad.
At first, I grabbed a bamboo cane, and I don't like to think that I'm a massive man, but apparently I'm massive enough to bend a bamboo cane. So I started putting my weight on this cane. It kind of bowed a little bit. I'm like, it's probably a little not rated for my weight. And so I had to upgrade it to the Harvey cane outlined in gold and wood right here. And this guy has supported my weight for a couple weeks, or it did for a couple weeks. I haven't used it. I used it for like the first couple of days at work, and I felt kind of like embarrassed a little bit, so I quit using it at work.
Because you weren't wearing the outfit.
I wasn't wearing the outfit, exactly. So
he walks into the car lot. You're just like, welcome to Jurassic Park.
I think we might have had an impromptu photo shoot on the streets showing off.
We did.
Andrew's incredible John Hammond cosplay.
That's it.
What she rolled with. All white, the cane. I think we got the hat. I think we got the hat once we got to the hotel room. It was perfect. I also tried my best Jeff Goldblum. It's no Jeff Goldblum, but I tried my best.
Sarah's dad saw that picture of you as Jeff Goldblum and me, and he just like shook his head. He's like, I wouldn't show that to anybody. It looked like it was funny. That's
all completely sober at this point, we should say. Except we did have one more pina colada, I guess, at the food and walking tour, like in the second to last stop.
We did have the Bailey's ice cream. That was pretty good.
Yeah, it probably wasn't that boozy though. It was pretty fucking good though. Let's just throw that. It was like a shot of espresso on top.
I think so. Yeah,
it was great. Loved it.
When we got back to the hotel room, I took my.
That was pretty cool too. Went back to the coffee place that we started at. We walked around. We walked around a shit ton of places. I think. Was it the Parque de los Palomas where like the fucking pigeons are and shit? The narrowest house in the
Western Hemisphere.
Western Hemisphere is that? Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, I think it was half of the world.
I think we passed kind of by like the area of like where you would see the governor's mansion, but it was kind of blocked off. Oh, because there was a fucking anti-vax protest going on Saturday, right? I don't think we took any pictures of that, but we could certainly hear
like the whole reason that you can't walk through the street there with the umbrellas is because like a year ago or 2 years ago, they gave the fucking governor the boot. The whole island protested the fucking governor. They were all on the same page, and the whole island said, "Get the fuck out. We don't want you anymore." And they gave him the boot. It was so cool. Like, it's the coolest thing. And that was the whole black Puerto Rican flag thing, which you can look that up.
Right. Yeah. I think we have a couple pictures, both of and with the door. It was like kind of like a really. And we walked past it a few times. I think the first time we walked past it, we didn't really understand like the significance. I think totally, and then we kind of got the history lesson. And we're like, oh, okay,
right,
all right, yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. Really, really cool stuff. A good Like, you know,
Get back
display of
to
just the
the-
strength of the Puerto Rican culture. It was just really fucking cool. But,
Yeah, like
but yeah.
it's a real cool thing. Anyways, Chris ended up having. Remember, we went to the shop. So I got to get Chris a black Puerto Rican flag, and I got him that back. He ended up having. He showed me the tattoo. He had a whole black Puerto Rican tattoo, black Puerto Rican flag tattoo on him, and it said like something. I think it said 2019 or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah. It was like, yeah, man, I get it. You know, I understand. That's it. Oh, there's the door.
There it is. Yes, indeed.
But we got back to the room, and I took off my shoe.
Oh, right, yes.
After I was limping, and I said, listen, guys, I need to take my weight off this foot. It's fucking hurting. It's killing me. And Colton says, oof.
Oh, I think I was like, if that thing's purple, then I think it's probably broken. I was really kind of just joking at that point because I don't think I really understood how serious it was. We pulled that thing off, and yeah, I mean, just the gut reaction was oof. It was just one of those. I'm not a doctor. I'm a doctor of the law.
Did you say oof? That's fucked. Or was that Henrique?
Like that.
I don't know. It was something along those like oof. That's fucked. Yeah, that seems like was something I would.
That was the medical diagnosis.
That was my doctor diagnosis of.
Henrique says, yeah, that's probably broken.
You done something.
We probably need
here.
to do something about that.
At first, we're like, I don't know. And then we saw, we're like, oh, no.
No, as soon as the sock came off, I was like, oh, that bitch is straight purple. This is a problem. Anyone take a picture of that? I don't think we did.
I took a picture. I think I took a picture of that and showed that to Sarah.
Okay.
I think it might be in there.
I don't know if we'll include it in this.
I don't think it's in the shared album.
Oh man, yeah. But we got you iced up, and then we went to a rum bar, right?
Kept going. Yeah. Oh yeah. The rum bar. We got our own little
because we had some
room,
recommendations,
basically.
there's some recommendations we got on our tour, some of which we'd already been to, and then the rum bar was a recommendation. It was very close to the hotel, and so we spent like 3 hours. I feel like at that fucking rum bar.
It was pretty good.
We had
like a fucking private floor, like that we were basically on. We tried to go to the rooftop and join the party up there.
There was another party,
but we were not invited. We were not invited guests to that party.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like that space that we had was awesome, and I think that was this the beginning of the dark and stormy obsession? Is that what happened here?
Oh yeah,
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, something was wrong there, is what I would say. Not for the squeamish. Not for the squeamish. Incredible stuff.
Oh man.
I'm sure Sarah's dad that he said
that's some early Halloween cosplay.
He was not supportive of that photo at all. I can imagine your dad reacting to that photo. Colton.
It's like Jurassic Park. Exactly. Obviously.
Well, that's what we thought.
What else could it be? What other meaning could it carry? I don't understand. What's the problem here?
Anyways, that was
dark and stormy time.
Yeah, no, the lot of dark and stormies were had by Andrew.
I got a fucking rum flight. Well, it was rum.
That's
and
true.
Whiskey and
like a whiskey or
something.
That one bartender tried to make me a drink with
mezcal.
Mezcal. You're like, make me something with mezcal.
Mezcal. Surprise me. Show me what it's all about.
No. You just spilled it everywhere.
Get that out of my face.
It was accidentally on purpose, I think.
I think your subconscious just kind of like, I don't want this anymore.
Yeah. Oh man.
No.
But
all those bars are cool.
Man, I don't think we went to a bad bar. I think we had some pretty mediocre food Sunday morning with some decent mimosas.
It was just like a hotel.
But it was like generic shit. Yeah, not living up to the island standard, obviously.
Right.
But
everything else was great.
Yeah. But my favorite thing about this is that the listeners can now just see when Andrew pops in and out of recording.
You just to fill in and be like, all right.
He's making himself a dark and stormy. Probably is probably what's happening. I don't know that.
I did make one. Did make one when we got back. We had some ginger beer, and I used a Don Q. I was like, oh, this is good. It was in preparation for the wedding, actually, because that was one of the wedding drinks, as I mentioned.
But yeah, Sunday was uneventful for Andrew. We had a pretty, like I said, pretty generic breakfast, and then he went off and did his thing. Had a nice flight back home. You and I did a little exploring.
A little more time.
So perhaps it's appropriate. He's gone. He's flown back home. He's on his way to Florida. He's on his way to Florida. He's fucking out of there. But yeah, we I swear that was the hottest day. We got some more Puerto Rican food.
And then I think the side of the island we were walking just didn't have any breeze.
We saw a lot of cats, a lot of gatos, which was very fun. And then we went to one of the big forts.
Yeah.
Which I think was that.
I think that one was El Moro.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. And then the other one's San Cristobal or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was fucking massive. Saw some iguanas, right? Saw some iguanas outside.
Oh yeah, finally saw some iguana. I had seen a dead iguana the day before.
Right, and I missed it. That's when we were on a scooter trip. You're like, "Did you see that?" I was like, "No." And I was like trying to look behind me, and then I was like, "I don't want to look behind me for too long. I'll definitely crash this fucker." Yeah, that's right. But it was awesome seeing that. We got some piraguas as well. On the way back to cool ourselves off. Yeah, and where else are you going to do it, right? So,
I think we hit all the things, all the classics.
There was the thing, like the bottom line is like we did a lot. We tried to stuff a lot into a short span of time, but we could not, of course, do everything.
Hey guys.
Oh, hey, right. Andrew's back. He made his dark and stormy, or made his flight back to Florida, whichever version of the story that we're going with for why he was gone. But we have to go back. I think it's like the bottom. I think that was the conclusion that we came to was like, right. I mean, and I honestly
not enough time.
It's funny.
We didn't go to the rainforest. We didn't go ziplining.
Nope.
We stopped the whole western side of the island. There's like all the other beaches.
We didn't really step foot much outside of Old San Juan in general.
Right? No.
I mean, so we
have to go to Yunque.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We wanted to go to the big fucking statue of Christopher Columbus or something like that. Some absurdly large statue of Christopher Columbus.
Probably not high on my list, but
it's not on mine either. But I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. So
yeah.
Oh
no,
man,
we gotta go back.
Yeah, we gotta go back. We are island men now.
Don Q calls for it.
But
Don Q calls for it.
Don Q. This episode once again, as a reminder, brought to you by Don Q, which I'm still sipping on. Probably reaching my limit on the sipping of the Don Q. I'll say I'm not a professional rum drinker or anything like that, but it's not bad. It's pretty solid. So yeah, any other final thoughts on Puerto Rico? We had a good time, I think, right? It was pretty fun.
Absolutely.
I thought we were gonna.
We need to go back.
Talk about it for a half hour, and here we are an hour later. So I guess we had a.
Sarah, I went to the bathroom outside here, and Sarah says, "Have you guys even started talking about Top Gun yet?"
No.
No.
That's for another time. Later tonight. But yeah, I think Puerto Rico was obviously a big deal for all three of us. It was our joint bachelor weekend. We're all getting married this year. Andrew's is coming up very, very soon. Mine's a few months away, but Henrique's is now in the past. So I just as a quick coda, and maybe I'll talk about this more on that Top Gun episode if we do in fact record it later. I went to Boston Calling Music Festival. Lots of people, lots of bands, mostly Nine Inch Nails. It was 18 inches of nails, it turned out, because they played twice. Not an original joke. I'm sourcing that at this point. But my ass got COVID from that. And I think Monday we were there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Drove back from Boston on Monday. I kind of felt like shit, but I thought I was just hungover. I didn't really think anything about it. Tuesday, I still felt like shit. I'm like, I didn't drink anything Monday. Something's going on here. I think I feel sick. Took a rapid test, and what do you know? That second line appeared on it.
So
it was a big bummer because we were 5 days away from Henrique's wedding, pretty much on the dot for me. And at that time, Anna had not tested positive, so we isolated from each other, and then she fucking tested positive, I'm pretty sure the next day or day and a half later, something like that. So we were all sorts of fucked for Henrique's wedding, which was
a big
coming right up. So Anna did not make it at all. She just basically was not within guidelines to even get over there with the mask, and it was a bummer. She was looking forward to it. Being able to be at all three of our weddings, the Rebel Alliance, all getting married in the same year, and and I made it wearing an N95, feeling okay. By the time Saturday rolled around, I felt okay. I'd kind of exhausted the range of symptoms that I had felt to that point, and I felt good, but it was still theoretically transmissible, and didn't want to put people at too much risk. I mean, I probably did just by virtue of being there, but I tried to take as much precaution by wearing, the most legit fucking mask you could wear.
Yeah, the shit was legit.
It was a Bane mask, is what it was. So I showed up at Enrique's wedding and I read a speech. The city, take back your city. I didn't do any of that. Andrew took the speech nod for our
That's
table.
True.
Table 3.
Table 3.
There's a couple pictures of you all just like doing like a 3 sign. Or
there's definitely some gang signs. I think there's at least some that look a little sketch. But no big deal. No big deal. Everyone knows. Everyone there knows. People on the internet don't, but now they do. Now they do. Everything's fine because we filled in the
Table
gaps.
3.
But I made it. It's not about me. It wasn't my wedding. I'm just saying that I was there, and I was able to make it, and I was very glad that I was able to make it, and at least be a passenger, even if I couldn't drink and have all the EVs just like Andrew did.
Andrew drank.
I was able to be there for the ceremony and enjoy it.
I drank all the EVs.
He drank all of them, every single one. He cleared that fucking bar out.
I had to, like the lady that was serving all the drinks. I'm like, listen. If you're going to do this, you need to have people need to be able to tip you, what's your thing? And so anyways, we went through like this big long, I was up there for 15 minutes to tip the lady, so I could tip her, because she was making all the drinks. And anyway, so I went through all that work, and every pour after that seemed to be like my dark and stormies weren't so dark. They were very clear. After that,
mildly darkish. I don't even know.
They're just
rum.
Just rum. Yeah,
pretty much. No. But yeah, congratulations. We should say.
Yeah,
congratulations, really. Dude.
The first of the trio to get married. It was a really, really beautiful ceremony. In Philadelphia. Yeah, in Philadelphia, and I was happy to be there.
At a swanky restaurant.
A swanky restaurant. Yeah,
that was nice. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was. I'm sure it was a whirlwind for you, but take us through it.
Yeah, no, it was. I think by the time it happened, I had gotten all my stress out. So I'm just like, it's here, it's happening. But probably the 2 months beforehand, and like the last month, just you're just trying to get it together. And our whole thing is like, we're keeping it simple. We're doing things ourselves. But the thing was, because we did it ourselves, then we had that responsibility of like, we don't have a wedding planner. We're like, we didn't know what we're doing basically. And we're just like making it up as we go. And then like 3 weeks before, we're like, so we need to get the marriage license. And they're like, oh, Philly doesn't have any more appointments. I guess we got to go somewhere else. So we got it from a different county, but it all counts in PA. And in the end, everything worked out, but obviously it was like last minute things, like they sent the wrong flowers and we have to like get the food from one place to the other place and whatnot. But in the end, it all worked out. Really glad you could make it, Colton. We had some other, even like later,
of course,
COVID positive, instances. Like literally our friend had been at a wedding the weekend before, and then someone there tested positive, and then they had been testing and they had been good. He's like, no symptoms, tested negative, I'm good. Literally Friday morning, where their flight is like Friday afternoon, symptoms test positive. And he's like, shit, we can't get on the plane. I'm like, fuck. All right. But, and then someone else they caught another condition called pregnancy. So they couldn't make it.
Oof, that's horrible. Oh my God. Is she okay?
Yeah. well, I mean, third trimester, we'll see.
Yeah. Depends on who you talk to, whether or not it's a condition or not.
Yeah, some people are rather like, oh, I don't know, this is tougher than COVID. But
I'm sure it's tougher than my bout with it. But
baby's coming very soon. We're actually gonna try to see them right before the wedding. So Fingers crossed, everything
before Andrew's
goes well. Before Andrew's wedding.
Yes, which I should be super immune for. We think.
Yeah, exactly. You're pretty much invisible for the next couple months, so
excellent. I'll do everything. I'll do everything that's risky. I dare you, COVID, enter my system yet again. No, I don't. I'm sorry. I take it back. I take everything back.
Sniffing people. You're just like sniffing people's masks. Just like
you stop it. That was bullshit. You had no fever dreams. No, you did not watch. You did not watch Raised by Wolves.
No,
I
think I watched 2 episodes of Halo, and that was it.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it's like, my bout wasn't too bad.
Mine was like a horror movie. I couldn't. I can't watch it. I have to watch it. I have to raise my phone. It's terrible.
No, but we did small ceremony, photos and cocktail hour.
It was perfect. The bartender was
great, and like we hadn't gotten that many drinks. Because we're just like doing so many things, like talking to people, taking pictures, and all this stuff. And this is even a small, so I can't imagine like 200, 300 person wedding. Like
Jesus Christ, I couldn't imagine that. That's terrible.
I don't even know that many people, so.
Right, I was like, who's coming? But then, the bartender was great. Someone was like, the bartender's great. They're like, she just does drinks based on vibes. Like, you just go there and give her a vibe, and she'll make you a drink. He's like, I went, and I'm like, can you give me something citrusy, playful summer? And she's like, okay, I got you,
fam.
And then she just whipped something up, and they were good. So, shout out to her. And dinner. That was very good.
Dinner was fabulous.
I did take some dinner back.
And Anna. Okay, good.
Yeah. I tried the fish.
It was funny.
And the chicken.
Anna was trying to get a hold of you, and she's like, "I can't get a hold of Colton." It's like, Colton's been in a hole. He's been in the basement of this restaurant.
There was no service. It was so weird. I could not connect to the Wi-Fi for the life of me. She got mad at me later. She's like, "Why didn't you just step outside?" I'm like, "Yeah, I guess I should have done that. Yeah, that would have made sense."
But then you gotta walk up 2 flights of stairs and shit to go outside.
It was not easy, and I think I just was stubbornly trying to connect to the Wi-Fi or service the whole time. And I did get through eventually, so I sent an "I'm alive and I'm here" message, and I was like, that's probably good enough. It wasn't. Right. But I brought food back, so that was that.
There you go. Yeah, I was like, so hopefully food was delicious, drinks were good, and then we closed things up and went to a second venue. So Love Cities is local brewery in Philly, a little bit further away.
You don't know about this. We went to the table 3. We secured
you got the fancy car?
We got the Uber Black.
Oh, so you could fit everyone in there.
Yeah, I was like, oh damn, like they got a fancy ride.
I left at this point. I took the food with me, and I was like, I can't drink. I'm not going to go somewhere else.
It's like, hey guys, we're going to go Uber Black. And so I got the Uber Black, and we got the guy, and I think his name was Muhammad. Like, Muhammad, listen, we don't have Uber where I come from. We don't have Uber where I come from. I come from the hills, and but I need nicotine. I need nicotine very badly. Can you take me to some nicotine? He's like, I got you. So he took us to the number one place in Philadelphia for nicotine. And it happened to be like this 140 by 140 square foot place. And we get out, and me and Corey, we go into this place, and he says, I'm like, listen, I want that puffer up there. I just want that blueberry puffer. And he's like, okay, I got you. And he whipped out this fucking grabber stick. He whipped out this grabber stick and just grabbed the puffer with his stick. And, I mean, I was trashed. I don't know about Corey, but I laughed my ass off when he pulled out this giant fucking grabber hand to get the stick. And he's like, listen, I got 140 square foot worth of space. I maximize the shit out of it. We're going up to the top. I get it. We've been here for 13 years. I got 5 stars on Yelp, blah, 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 blah. And he went off on this big rant. And I got my puffer before we went to the thing.
There you go.
Corey got his puffer. And then we went to the Love Brewery in the Uber Black.
Everyone fit comfortably, probably.
Yeah. It was in like a Suburban XL. I mean, right. it was or whatever. It was a big SUV. It was cool. We got out like bosses,
Nice.
How was it? How was the after party? Pretty good?
No, it was good. It was more chill. We had the back brewery area. We brought the food over at that point, more snacks and stuff from this Brazilian bakery, and the drinks, which is nice because then you can have like the craft beer there. But then the signature drink there was the Love Time lemonade. So it was a thyme infused simple syrup with vodka and seltzer water and some lemon juice, kind of little mixture that was quite tasty, pretty strong too.
They had a sour too. It was real good. That's what I got.
Oh yeah, they had a like IPA, sour, pale ale, lager, and
I would have enjoyed that.
Variety.
Could have enjoyed
good
it.
Variety. Yeah, we can head back there. Honestly, it's pretty cool place.
Sometime. Yeah,
good
definitely.
vibes. Yeah, I remember the music being kind of like whatever, definitely like a chill vibe. And some of my friends were like, "No, we need some music." So one of them went back to their hotel and got like their Bluetooth speaker, or whatever, playing it, and then somehow like jacked the connection on like one of the speakers there, like hijacked it and started playing stuff from there. And I'm like, "Oh, where did that come from?" And then it's like I just found a way to connect to it. And
wow,
yeah. And after that, we were finished. We had a long day. We were done. And but some
after that we had a long day. We were done.
And some other people still went out and partied a little bit more, but that was the end for us. I think at that point you went back to your hotel too, Andrew.
Yeah, Sarah and I walked back to the hotel after that. We closed the tab up there and then walked back.
Right, because Andrew and Sarah were flying the next day, and you were having people over the next morning anyway. So
oh, that's just the thing, right?
Festivities were not quite over, but
you can't. It sucks when you're on such a tight schedule. Like for me, it feels like we're just like go, and then like the next day after we meet up at Henrique's place, I got to go to work the next day. Yeah. So like there's no like respite, right? No so break, yeah. It's just party, and then work.
Party. Like, fuck you.
Exactly.
Back to reality. Yeah.
So it's a big bummer.
The next day we had a small like brunch barbecue at our place in Philly, mostly for the people who were out of town traveling, so they could see our place and hang out a little bit before the flight. And it was nice. Another beautiful day. The whole weekend was just gorgeous. So spend that time outside, some barbecue, some drinks inside.
We had the most incredible meat. I've never had this kind of meat. I keep telling work that I'm going to grab this meat and grill it out on the grill at work. What was it called?
Picanha.
Yes, that's what it is. It was absolutely freaking incredible. The only thing there was on this meat was salt. Yeah, that's all I did. Add salt, and then Henrique's dad just nailed, like grill mastered. Yes, Salt Bay. He Salt Bayed it, and then it was perfection. It was the best like piece of like plain meat that I've ever had. It was so good. Yeah. Anyways, Henrique's dad.
I got a whole nother piece, so
you got a whole nother piece.
Another time.
Guess I'll have to visit soon.
Oh man.
I'll invite myself over. Don't mind if I do.
Excellent wedding, though. It was so good.
Busy weekend, but
yeah, busy
time.
Few weekends for all of us for one reason or another. But yeah, I mean, I'm very happy for you and Isleen. I mean, I'm glad I was able to attend. Selfishly speaking, but obviously.
We're glad
it was about you too, and I'm glad
at least be present.
It seemed like everything, all the work you put into it, I think panned out. And it turned out to be a really lovely wedding, and a good time for I think everyone that was there. So it's very awesome. 1 out of 3 down. Andrews is coming up pretty soon. So I'm sure he's feeling the
grind.
The crunch.
We just had the meeting with we had a meeting with the DJ. So we'll see how that goes. He seems to have a very good energy. He says, "Oh, you got this song? I got you, fam. I got you. I can't wait to party with y'all." It's like, all right, dude. I said, "Listen, dude. So I said I wanted some Cardi B on our dance songs."
Yeah.
And Sarah said that was inappropriate. Said, "Nah, that's not inappropriate. I got you, fam. I got you on the Cardi B."
Yeah, I like this guy.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I think at this point we're ready to just have fun. We went through all the effort and everything and the stress of doing our own weddings. Like now it's like, all right, now it's time to
enjoy
another
Andrew's
wedding and
enjoy a honeymoon.
Eventually,
pretty soon.
Colton and Anna's. Yeah.
Oh, honeymoon's coming up. Your honeymoon's just like right on time with mine. We'll have to.
Yeah.
We'll have to have another. Like
We'll have a recap of Andrew's wedding and the honeymoons maybe, and then we'll come
And
back
then
around
with
and do a third
Henrique's
special episode for
Yes.
for Anna's and myself. So yeah, I think that sounds good. A trio of special episodes. I think that sounds lovely.
Yeah.
Well, we were here a lot longer than I anticipated, a lot longer than probably Sarah or Anna or Isleen anticipated. But hey, what are you going to do? We're having too much fun here. We're drinking too much.
The watch review
we're drinking
repeat
too
way.
much.
too much Don Q.
As lest we forget, Don Q is what's carrying us through this episode. But I want to say a big thank you to Henrique for hopping on with us, because I asked him literally yesterday if he was interested in doing this, and I thought, half hour, we'll be fine.
Half hour.
Look at where we are.
Can we? Has everybody seen? I know this is kind of on the fly, but has everybody seen Top Gun?
I can give you my.
We've all seen it. Yeah,
quick, I can give you my quick catching up.
We might as well just stay on board for Top Gun, right? I mean, it's 10 o'clock. We might as well just stay on board, right?
I got a lot of stuff to do. So
yeah, I mean,
you gotta go.
We'll still do it. We'll still do it. But I mean, if you're going to give us a quick thought or two, just to tee it up for our episode, our kind of regular episode, I'm all ears. I'm happy.
I'll give my general catching up, which involves Top Gun Maverick, seen in Dolby theaters, where when the airplanes like fly over you, the seats literally shake. It's like,
incredible.
And I was like, oh shit, this is good. Isleen at first like didn't want to come. She's like normally not into like more like hyper masculine type movies, but she left it. She was like, that was pretty good. That was a lot of fun. I was like, yeah, that was the thing. It was just a fun, well-made movie. It's just like, you could see the craft into it, and it was just a fun time. And
just put a fucking camera on the side of an F-16 or whatever the fuck they're flying on. Like, who doesn't want to see that? Everybody wants to see that, right?
And I'm not even a big Top Gun person. Like, I like the first movie, but it's not like one of my favorite movies of all time or anything. Like, I enjoy it, but this is good stuff. I will throw out my recommendation to say definitely go see this. And I will say maybe you can skip. We'll see what you all think if you talk about Jurassic World Dominion. Were there dinosaurs in it? Yes. Was it still kind of boring? Yeah, it was still kind of boring. Like for a movie with dinosaurs, like, come on.
That shouldn't be boring.
It's just
you stop it. I don't even want to watch it now. Like I have to.
No. It's
find the time to go watch it.
It's so good, dude. It's so good. You're gonna love it.
I mean, I guess
drink some alcohol and bring some in with you. Is all I'll say.
Yeah, I would say I probably need to rewatch both of them, but to be honest, I don't think I'm going to anytime soon. I just remember my theater experience for the second one, Fallen Kingdom. I think just because I went in with like not high expectations, but I was like, Jurassic World was pretty decent. It was all right. I enjoyed it. And then I left the second one and I was like, the movie was horrendous. Like the ending was just the stupidest thing I've seen in a long time.
Did you at least cry when the long neck died at the end where he couldn't get on the boat?
I don't think I cried, but it was an emotional scene. But it was a very ending with the little girl in the second one. I was just like, this is the stupidest thing ever. But then it like sets up this whole thing of like, oh, now it's dinosaurs out in the real world. And then the third one just kind of, I didn't have high hopes for it, and it kind of just lived up to my expectations. So,
Jesus Christ!
Just leave it at that.
But great. Just leave it at that. I think some people will enjoy this movie, but it is maybe I'll enjoy it. Maybe I will enjoy it.
They clapped at. Some people clapped at the
end.
That's
true.
You
people
might
clapped at the movie.
You might clap at the end of it. You cannot determine that unless you see it.
Yeah, right. I think like go watch it.
Drink alcohol.
See what you think, but. Probably drink some alcohol.
People clapped at the end?
Drink some
people clapped at the end. More than one. Several people.
That's true. That's true. We heard some clapping.
Did you ask them why the fuck they were clapping?
No.
We didn't take a
Hey,
poll. We didn't take
bro,
a poll.
why are you clapping?
Yeah. I remember I briefly mentioned it to you all, but I think this came out after Moon Knight, I'm pretty sure. So I don't think I mentioned it. I didn't talk about Men on the podcast, right?
No, I don't think either of us actually.
No, I need to see it. It's both
I
of you
haven't
guys
seen it,
seen it, and I haven't seen it.
Yeah. I was like pretty pumped to see it. The trailers looked crazy, just like Alex Garland horror. Definitely the most horror of his films, for sure. Pretty weird film. Not gonna lie, the ending's
fair.
Fucking weird. It is weird, but it was pretty good. Probably my least favorite of the three, but
of good. The three, what are the three?
Of the Alex Garland, Ex Machina, Annihilation, Men. There's a lot of cool stuff in it, but I think overall it's just pretty good.
It's pretty good, and it's kind of out there. Amazing. It's way out there.
All right.
Oh, ending's way out there.
I definitely want to watch it.
I can't even. I'm not even gonna say anything about it. Just it's out there.
All right. Well,
little sizzle. Right? The reason for us to go check it out and talk about it some other time. Once we've seen it.
And there's way too many TV shows, but Obi-Wan still in the process.
The Boys.
I'm enjoying it.
Holy shit!
The Boys haven't started the new season.
Oh my god! Just the first episode of The Boys.
Yeah. There's just so many things. Like, we're trying to watch Stranger Things. We're like 5 episodes in.
Okay.
We did start Miss Marvel, which I like so far. So there's just so much stuff, It's
content overload right now. It really is. I mean, it's crazy right now.
We're blessed. So, but eventually we'll get through it,
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And then I'll check back in when I'm done. I'm still watching Atlanta. I'm still watching Barry.
Blessed.
Gotta finish it all.
That's hashtag.
Right. Hashtag blessed. Very good. Very good. All right. Well, thank you all for listening to this this special episode. It's very decidedly not regular. If you enjoyed what you heard, please spread the word. We're on Patreon at patreon.com/watchreviewrepeat. You can get early access to weird and out of the norm episodes like this, as well as time exclusive. I'm sorry. You can get early access to everything is what I'll say, and then timed exclusive access to bonus episodes, of which this is not. This will be up on the regular feed.
We don't know what the fuck we're releasing. We just release shit.
Well, I'll just say, look at the Don Q. It's down. It's down a little bit. It's down a little bit, and it's affecting my speech patterns. How does this happen? I don't know how it works. But anyway, Patreon is good for that sort of thing. Patreon.com/watchreviewrepeat. It's $2 a month, and you get some early access and some cool shit. So do it. Our website's watchreviewrepeat.com. We're also on social media on most major platforms at this point. We are on Facebook. Just search for Watch Review Repeat. We're on Twitter at WRRPod, and we're on Instagram at Watch Review Repeat. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, thoughts on this special episode format, thoughts on Puerto Rico, thoughts on Henrique's wedding, if you happen to have attended or not attended, hey, you're welcome to send thoughts in. And maybe Top Gun, maybe Jurassic, and maybe Men. Maybe if you have thoughts on those, maybe that's more relevant for future episodes. Send those our way, watchreviewrepeat@gmail.com. Our intro and outro tracks, Mechanolith by Kevin MacLeod, licensed at Incompetech.com. I'm sorry, at Incompetech.com, licensed under the Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0 license. Big thank you again, Henrique, for joining us, talking about PR, talking about your wedding. Congratulations once again. We're very, very happy for you, both of you. Very excited for you. Andrew's showing off his I believe his belly. He's showing off his big old belly. This is how he sends out the people on the screen version of this. This is going to be disseminated on the internet. Just so you know, he's not used to that sort of thing. He thinks he can get away with it because there's anonymity usually, but everyone will see that. Everyone. So unless he wants me to cut it, and then I might respectfully do it. But
no, you keep it. It's all right.
Do it live.
Do it live. We're doing it live. Fuck it. We're doing it live.
All right. Well, gentlemen, it's been fun until the next episode that we convene for. Andrew and I will hopefully be doing one shortly. But another regular episode, another special episode, a bonus episode, whatever it is, I will see you guys, and I'll let you guys take us out.
Take care now. Bye-bye then.
Laters on the Menjay.